Welcome to Frankly Speaking. My name is Frank Clay, successful entrepreneur, author, speaker, and business coach. It is African American History Month, as I refer to it, and we're going to highlight an individual that I've read over and over. Again, I've read his material and I've learned quite a bit. I'm one who looks at history and I try to glean from it those things that I can apply to my own life. And I have applied many things from um, learning about Booker T. Washington, particularly from his book, From Slavery, Booker T. Washington, which is a classic, and I encourage you to take time to read it. So what can we learn from Booker T. Washington and apply to business? One, we can learn that the importance of training and education and how he felt like for our people to achieve and to integrate into society successfully, we needed to be educated and we needed to be trained. Well, nothing has changed. In order for your employees to do well, they have to be educated and they have to be trained. It's a basic requirement for success. And Booker T. Washington outlines that significantly, and what you can glean from him the importance of his um, commitment to making sure that the best education and training was received by those individuals that went to his institution, one of which was Tuskegee Institute that he's was responsible for founding and getting it off the ground, and it's still one of our premier historically black colleges that many African American people have attended and have done well and went on to do great things within our society. So, education and training is one of the things I always do when I'm in business because I believe you can't have great employees until you make them great people. Until you invest in them as a person to make them better at understanding what they're trying to do, to make them better at applying their talents, skills, and abilities. Until you do that, you're not going to have the best employee and get the best results for your business. So that's one of the things that I think is a good takeaway from Booker T. Washington. The other thing is that he was always about doing good, making sure that what he was about to do benefited others. And then when you're in business, in order to be successful, everything on a very large scale has to be about making it better for the customer, making it better for your employees, so that you can provide products, programs, and services that will meet their needs and they'll pay for it because they're going to end up being better off because they have what you have to offer. So we want to make sure that our mission and our vision is about making things better for other people. And Booker T. Washington clearly exemplified that characteristic. And the last thing from Booker T. Washington I want to talk about today, which is very important, is communication. He was a great communicator. Matter of fact, he's probably one of the best salespeople in the world because he was able to get the community at large to sponsor or support the institutions that he was trying to build for all the right reasons. And he stayed on the road. Most of his life was on the road, articulating the rationale for why African Americans needed to have education and training in order to be their best in society, in order for them to integrate into society in a very successful way. We owe a great deal to Booker T. Washington for doing that. So, but he wasn't playing around. And one of the things that he basically in his book talked about was the fact that it's important for you to know what you're talking about. So he, reading from his book, he says, "I believe that one always does himself and his audience an injustice when he speaks merely for the sake of speaking. I do not believe that one should speak unless deep down in his heart he feels convinced that he has a message to deliver." There's so much more in here I could read. Um, Pick up this book, adopt his attitude, adopt his approach to communication, and make that a part of your own character. And you will be well served by doing that. To me, when it comes to African American history, it's about looking at how these individuals were able to be successful and taking away from their lives things that we can apply to our lives to make things better, not only for ourselves, but for others.